Well, a lot of times the charm. Let's play Half-Life 2 Old School Story. Just gonna record a short little snippet for y'all because this isn't a good mod, but it's a funny mod. There are such things like that, for example, if you can see it, this sudden purple and green shot, and then this. And where we first begin is stolen from the retail.
Проснитесь и пойте, мистер Фриман. Проснитесь и пойте.
Most likely used as a placeholder
Нет, я не хочу сказать,
because they don't
что
have
вы
any
спите на
ideas
работе.
for
Никто не
that
заслуживает отдыха
what this
больше
sequence is
вашего.
supposed to be.
И все усилия мира пропали бы даром.
But yet again, this
Пока,
mod is from 2016, this build.
Скажем просто, что вас час
And
снова
some
пробил.
possibly a piece of shit, possibly not. Link this on the download section on like the Half-Life 2 beta
Нужен
Discord.
человек мне в том месте,
And
может
here we have
перевернуть
Russian
меня.
G-Man. The whole thing is in Russian, that's why I have
Проснитесь же,
the
мистер
subtitles.
Фриман. Проснитесь, вас снова ждут великие дела.
I didn't pull this off last time, but this is an interesting thing. I think I can get it stuck at some point where they just disappear. And, yep. So, I'm not sure if that's in the retail game or not.
Ну, вот и конец линии.
I just think the Russian language is cute and adorable, even if it's forced on me, and I'd much rather, like, listen to the voice lines that I dictated in my language section. But that's okay. I wanted to learn Russian anyway. Here, like, this whole cabin's been retextured, and everything is green. This is just an old story trait.
Это все, что у меня осталось.
The head bobbing is also something that I think they added because it wasn't in Half-Life 2 originally, and it's damn annoying. Like, back and forth, like this sailing ass shit. I am not doing this with my mouse, it just bounces up and down that way. I feel like it is forcibly moving my camera up and then down to accomplish that, and I think that's a scripting because Half-Life 2 does not normally do this. Oh yeah, I think they changed his mask so that it has like the same fucking eye thing. Like, you can see that like right there, right? Is that on the other guards too? No, it's not. It's unique to Barty.
Помнишь, я должен тебе пиво.
Oh my god. Like, look
Гордон,
at
это
this.
я, Барни из
Like,
черной
he has
мезы.
both his eyes
Прости, что
closed and
напугал.
has this
Я
like
разыгрывал представление перед камерами.
fucking
Я работаю на
porn
ГО для
star
прикрытия.
mustache.
Надо побыстрее, а то
It's
возникнут
rad.
подозрения. Я же никогда не выполню норму
He's really
избиения.
ugly now. But his voice is really cute.
В чем дело? Я занят важной проверкой.
Oh,
Извини,
Dr.
док,
Kleiner,
но
what
посмотри-ка,
happened to
кто
you?
здесь.
Боже мой. Гордон Фриман. Как неожиданно.
Я тоже не ожидал, док. Он собирался сесть на экспресс до Нова-Проспект.
Ну, Барни, и что ты предлагаешь?
Я думаю.
Тут где-то была Алекс. Может, она придумает, как его сюда доставить.
Так, если он будет держаться подальше
I
от
wish they would
постов,
have
все будет в порядке.
localized the
Слушай, мне надо
names
идти. Мы и так сильно рискуем.
Хорошо.
because he just calls him Doc, and I'm pretty sure there's a word for that
Ладно,
in
Гордон,
Russian
тебе придется идти самому до лаборатории доктора Клайнера.
that would have worked just
Вот
as
черт,
well.
вот чего я боялся. Давай сюда, Гордон, пока ты меня не засветил.
But I think that's just the problem with
Чего-нибудь хуже, чтобы
localization.
выбраться через окно и иди на площадь. Я тебя позже найду.
Like, as you can see here, it's entirely retail. And, like, as the leak typically says a lot, jarring transition ahead. That just broke. As you can notice already, a lot of the sounds tend to feel really muffled and sort of, they have this sort of like grain to them, which I have it down because if I turn it up too loud I get headaches, but if you can hear it through this, you can hear that like the pickup is a lot more muffled and bassier, and like I've never noticed this. It doesn't have it in Half-Life 2. It just fades out of existence if you're like 2 feet away from it. That must have been one of like the old story things. Like the old school story things. Oh my god, everything fades out. Why? Like, I couldn't see that box there because it was invisible. Oh my god, the pop-in's gonna be awful. Let's see if that door pops in. No, it won't. I already loaded that level, so I don't really know, but they use this like blackout transition that like a lot of these sort of maps tend to use, because it's very Brendan Chung, but I don't really like it so much. I prefer like hard loading things, especially when your level transition's really jarring. This is a remix track from like the sad theme, I think. I feel like this ENV sprite, for some reason, isn't angled the best. And also, like, it's not even a working light. Like, right next to it, like, there's a light that glows fluorescent blue. And then here's a light that's supposed to be on, and it just doesn't have any sort of light. There's a space in there, which looks like it should have some sort of affordance if I can find a way in. But as you can see, this part's no drawed, so you're not supposed to get up here. So I don't know why they put these boxes in such a way where you can obviously see that limit. Like, they should have closed off this fence entirely instead of leaving these gaps that make it feel like it's affordable for me to go in there. apparently Gordon Freeman has a dislocated leg. That floats and glides around. That's like 90 degrees more than he is. I feel like it'd be hard if you don't know how to do it, but it feels like it'd be one of those things that you definitely try to fix, because anytime the player looks downwards, you can see that he's just standing there. And so either go with actually animating the thing and rotating it correctly, or cutting it, because it doesn't work. These props are not from this game. At least the tires look like they're flattened, but some of them look like they're just like they're clipping into the ground. Yeah, if you can see by the lightning strike, they're definitely clipping into the ground. This one actually kind of looks flat, but as you can see here, it's way too shiny. Tires are rubber, they should not be shiny like this metal. I feel like if they didn't completely steal their props from an entirely different engine, this could have been, and just not make any changes at all, like this shininess could have been really easily fixed. And as you can see, there's already an inconsistency, because this semi-truck has these very flat, polygonal sort of wheels, while this truck had very smooth, like, wheels. And so there's definitely like an inconsistency in how their props are modeled. That'd be okay if like this wasn't an introductory sequence. I feel like somebody put a oh, that sound effect looped. I think it's from Left 4 Dead. There's more props over there. I don't know why there's so many semi-trucks in an area that's completely fenced off, though, and they're still too shiny. And they're obviously matte black because stores can't really handle it. And if you look here, the chrome on this is just non-existent. So it looks kind of bad because instead of actually looking like chrome, because this is obviously like a Counter-Strike or a Left 4 Dead model, if these windows aren't properly aligned, they look a bit too small for this truck. And if it were something like Counter-Strike, it wouldn't matter, because you're shooting people. You wouldn't pay attention to this, but in an introductory sequence like this, like, you would. And like the map they stole it from, the level transition was here, but they changed it to the one from E3 Garage. From like 2002, because they wanted like the same scripting. I have a problem with this. Like, you see how it looks all shiny, right? And all glowy, but you can't enter the store. So I don't know why you put that there. Other than that, though, if this was just like, if it took more, less liberties from like the C170113 style maps and actually either added stuff or took away stuff, it would probably be a lot better. And please don't put a bunch of random trucks where they shouldn't be, because that obviously looks like some sort of environmental storytelling, or at least they're trying to. But as you notice, this is completely blocked off and all the lights are on. And these two cars right here, it looks like it's traffic jammed and like there's this, and it's just been blocked off by this gate, but it's not like an apocalypse setting, it's a dystopia. And so that doesn't work. This goes somewhere, probably as like a service road to this train station. So I don't know why a whole bunch of cars are piling up to this garage when obviously the only thing that would service it is probably like maintenance or emergency vehicles or employees, in which it's much more apt that they'd be parking over here and not in perfect 45-degree like trapezoidal shapes. I don't know why they had these brush benches here when they had those retail ones over there. That cube map looks ugly. This is too dark to see, but like there would be like a door here and then like a window somewhere over here if I know C1701 right. It's again trying to say two different things. It wants to say there's all this sort of traffic just piled up here and just parked in different areas and just abandoned, but it also wants to say this is low traffic enough to have all these dirt mounds. I don't know if those are actually usable. Ow. But I will check. Those kids look like they're T-posed. That is not a good sign. I would have actually put them in an idle state if they had it, or removed those, because that does not look right. It doesn't even look creepy, it just looks broken. Okay, oh good, so the stenographer's chasm is here, but it's not a way through. Can I actually jump through this? Okay, cool. Thank you, Aaron, for blocking this off, because I know that this team that made this mod wouldn't have done that. All these models are pitch black, which means there needed to be some sort of light there, even if it didn't do anything, because those models are entirely pitch black. And then the siren loops again, even though it's supposed to be an abandoned area. Always like this fence texture from the leak. I think it looks pretty. I don't know if those pistons are actually working like they're intended or not. But, because they're just popping in and out with their lighting. Like, that's why the lighting in here really needs to be sort of static and just nice and bright, because otherwise this happens. Also, I do not like this sort of modern Combine texture all over the walls when it's supposed to be a militaristic Combine from the leak, because they called it Old School Story for a reason, so that's anachronistic. This should take me, yeah, to those. I don't believe this one takes me anywhere. My feet are still broken. So, I've been doing this take a whole bunch. Yeah, that was obviously not the intended path, but I've been doing this for like multiple takes, and I'm really tired now. And so, yeah, once my tea brews and this level is over, I'm probably gonna sleep. But, I think I saw a goodie box in there, which is anachronistic. Nope. Just the models, which, if this were really 2001, would just be, those Half-Life 1 crates that you just drag around on the floor. I don't know why I went over there when I could have just walked like 2 feet. Which is why the ET terminal had like stop signs all over it, was because like this part wasn't fenced off like it is in like maps like Ravenholm. These are definitely props from Left 4 Dead, mixed with different. I think that's a Counter-Strike prop. That's definitely from Left 4 Dead. Yeah, none of these actually fit. And for some reason, this gate's closed off, and there's this giant brick wall. But for some reason, this truck's there. And if I touch it, it sirens. I think, no, it's looping again. So, like, I don't get why these streets are so full of traffic when they're all closed off and blocked off. I can admit a couple ruined cars wouldn't be that bad to block it off, but they didn't do that, and most of the cars, except for, I hate that fucking scanner, I want to kill it. Those 2 cars, they're basically the only ones that really make sense, and they're not properly parked and abandoned. They're like just shuffled off at a weird angle, and it doesn't feel right. List 2. Like, if you're gonna put cars, also, this glass does not have the right texture on it. It's like corrupted or something. If it's on like the same other truck that I just saw, I'm going to laugh. Yes. They couldn't figure out their truck models, and so they have a window that's completely corrupt. That's bad quality control. Also, where all these cars are parked does not make sense. Like, this is a curb. Ideally, this is about a foot, right? Because I'm measuring it using Gordon's foot, right? Which, because he's like the however you say that word, the Da Vinci word, his foot would be about 1 foot, because this whole world is made for him. And so, ideally, you'd want your cars parked off, like just off this texture, or right on this brick. If you're gonna park a car all abandoned and maybe put some of this trash under it, not just in random piles on the road, because that does nothing but obstruct and make it hard to path find, and makes areas that are supposed that like Aaron Barber, because it wasn't his goddamn scanner, I'm gonna kill you. That was in Aaron's file. Aaron Barber. It's a good level, and it flows very naturally into there. Which is probably why it was cut, because this whole shit was added. But it flows very naturally into here, and the streetlight's there, which hints that it should be like bright. Though this doesn't really look like it's some, but even though you know it's where you're supposed to go, it doesn't really look like that. And so, I feel like they don't really know. I feel like the environment artist doesn't really know a lot about level design to add on to these maps that were like just left missing in progress in like 2002 and were leaked to the public in 2003. I don't think they have enough knowledge about how reality works or video games to like know how to park. Like, obviously the modder does not know how to park a car. That's what I'm trying to say. This is gonna either crash or lead to loading area. That time it was in English, which is good. I really wish, like, they still went with, like, this fucking random purple. That for some reason's, like, right here for no reason. There's no pedestrians moving in here. I don't know what this song is. It's probably stolen because, you know, why not? I wouldn't say this would be particularly old school because this looks like it's from 2002. And the actual map is bright colored. And this was like not a whole big dumb thing. If I can ride this, it means this. I can, which means it was probably stolen from the E3 build. I'm not a big fan of this because it's hard to see because it's dark. And they really shouldn't have made it this dark. They should have added. Instead of wasting it on all those streetlights, and this doesn't work, so why is it here? Why did it let me go up there if I can't ride that over there? And I can't ride down. Oh my god, I'm trapped up here. Will it kill me if I jump down? No. I'm fine. It'd look a lot prettier if they figured out how to light things. And actually knew what nighttime looks like. So, I can't go over to the rest of the level from there. So it must be based on the E3 build. But then if that's true, then why can't I ride the elevator? Some fucking hipster, like, left their, like, Honda Accord parked in this, like, cyberpunk dystopia. Please alert, like, fucking the Matrix. Oh, is it gonna crush me now? I wish it was brighter, so if there was actually a switch that I could press to, oh, is there? Yeah, it's at 32 and not at, like, 56, which is what the scale is supposed to be for buttons. And also, this tiny little light is hard to see. Maybe, just since a player, oh yeah, that's clearly based on E3 then because of that. Which is somewhat annoying. Which means if I try to go in here, everything's gonna look bad. Oh, I actually can. Well, thanks, Aaron. Shit, now where do I go? Oh, there's another ladder. It'd probably be helpful to light up this ladder so I knew where to go. This is really not the best way for this. Also, please don't park your car where the trains go. That's dangerous. Yeah, this is definitely from... I think a late edition of E3 had this, because I picked up ammo because there was supposed to be, like, a guard or something. Oh yeah. It's this presentation, okay. So if I watch this long enough, this will explode. Ow. And so now all those Skylers are after me, and I don't like that. But, that's basically what happens, and then one of those grunts with, like, the big yellow machine gun, like, just harasses you for 10 minutes. I'm sad they removed the displacement fences there. You lazy bum. Didn't you know there was a tire area over there that just got bombed? Fine, whatever, don't do your job, that's cool. Okay, this is better. Because this is kind of dark and scary, and doesn't really offer any sort of affordance that I'm supposed to go here. So I'm just gonna walk backwards until... What? Was that actually where I was supposed to go? I will eat. I'm going to eat my damn hat and crash. That's about an episode.